Evening, guys. Welcome to the Hangout in the Crib. I'm really sorry about the slight delay that we've had tonight. My laptop decided it was going to crash and cocked everything up. So really sorry about that. As you can see, we've got some of our lovely panel with us tonight. We've got the BP Professor. We've got Chaos, or Chris. And we've got Tyler, who's in his kitchen, even though he should be in a car, which is odd. So, I think we'll get straight into it since we've had a little bit of a, should we say, cock up. I do apologise. So, Larry, do you want to start us off, mate?
Sure, I'll start us off. Let's get the slides rolling. Yep, I am impaired. There we go. All right, so tonight, tonight on the show, we're going to talk about relocation and a couple other topics that just came up. So we'll get going. We'll start with updates in the schedule. KickSci says there were no bug fixes or changes implemented. I thought the little thing that comes up when you get into a battle looks a little different, but I don't know. They implemented the relocation update, and we'll get more into that. And then in terms of schedule, they've announced that instead of the FAT, there will be dredges all weekend. Now, I also saw somewhere, I think BP Nexus posted that there's also going to be a Going Rogue campaign. I didn't find that anywhere from KickSci. I don't know if any of you guys heard anything.
I haven't. This is the first I've heard of it too. So.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. So maybe also a Going Rogue campaign, maybe not. I have a feeling about dredges. They make me happy.
Good one this week.
Really happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cartwheels happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. So yeah.
I was gonna say I'm happy about the 75 dredge. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I skipped over that.
Yeah,
they did
flew
mention
right past it.
in that same post that there would be a 75 dredge, so we'll see how much more uranium and how much more difficult it's going to be. I guess at this point we can only speculate.
That could be really cool if you're planning on coining a load of retros and you've got some of the irradiated cutthroat crews. If they give out a nice amount and the damage ain't too bad, then it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all gonna depend on the uranium output, really. You know, it's gonna be one of those things that are worth even doing it. So.
Yep. Yeah, I just finished some expensive stuff. I have one more engine to do, and then I don't know if I have anything too expensive queued up that I can do right now. Anyway.
Yeah, it'd be interesting anyway.
Yeah. Collect lots of you. All right, so let's talk about relocation. So KickSci officially released the new relocate features, and I pulled most of this off the KickSci forum, so I included the link there. So you can relocate to a friend, and I noticed that in the panel it only worked on Facebook, not KickSci. I don't know what other people have found.
To be honest, I haven't tried it on Kickstarter yet. I've only tried it on Facebook.
I relocated the day before it came out, so
Okay.
I won't have a chance to play with it for another week.
Yeah, I was fooling around on the KickSci platform, and my friends list came up empty. And then when I got back in through Facebook, it came up with all my Facebook friends. So
I mean, it should still work through your like friends list through the your KickSci page, right? Though, you know what I mean? Because you've got, if you've got if you're on both, like my account's on both platforms. Like I
Right.
only have the one account, and if I don't have certain people on my Facebook platform, I'll jump over to KickSci and look for them. You know what I mean?
Right,
still
I do
work
that too.
on. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's broken. Maybe actually tonight I think we could use a lot of help from chat, opinions and whatnot. So yeah, let me know if you've tried relocating through like KixEye Friends and if it's working for you. Again, for me it came up empty. So and then you're supposed to be able to relocate to your alliance. Again, maybe this is just me because my alliance list came up empty, and yes, I am in an alliance, but I know another guy did relocate to alliance who's in my alliance who's on Armor Games platform. So clearly that worked for him because he didn't have any other way of relocating to us. And then you
Cool.
can relocate to a bookmark, or
Which is
you
what I
can,
done.
okay, or you can relocate to a world map spot. And so it looks like this. So if you click relocate, it's going to drop you right there or as close to there as it'll allow you. You can start relocation in 3 ways. Outposts, like before, you can start relocating. And then also in the command center drop down, and that's either from your base or the world map. It's just a different drop-down list. Or you can start reload from the world map, and again, you get this option right there.
Don't know if anybody else has noticed it, but you can actually relocate now when your OP is damaged.
Yeah, good pick up on that, Irf.
So if you go to obviously if you click on your outpost, it will tell you to repair it. But if you go into the drop-down menu, you can relocate with the dead outpost. So if you
Oh,
get
that's nice.
flattened all of the time and you can't get out, now you can.
That's a nice feature. I like that.
I kind of don't like that. I thought it was pretty fun to be able to flatten somebody and prevent them from fleeing.
This is true. I
Yeah.
don't like the fact that they can just go, I've been smashed, and then go, oh, but it's all right because I can relocate.
Yeah.
I prefer
No,
them to at least spend to to repair their OP. I mean, come on, what's the
yeah,
world
no.
coming to?
You got a point on that one.
Yeah. So again, there's a couple of features that they pointed out in the post that really are the same. Relocation isn't precise. You don't necessarily go right to the spot you try to go to. Like if you try to relocate to a Drac base, not that anyone would do that. And then also you can relocate once a week for free or coin to speed that up. And again, they said if you start it from the map, you won't be able to coin to speed it up because apparently you can't coin from the map.
No, only from inside your base.
Yep. So I put a couple thoughts on the slide, and again in chat if you want to chime in with thoughts, or obviously Irf and Chris, whatever you guys are thinking about. But now you know where all your friends are. So if you've been, shall we say, promiscuous about accepting friend requests from battle pirates, now they can all hunt you down. So you might want to rethink that.
Yeah,
Your
it didn't
friends
work
list.
out very well for Tyler today. I went through my relocate list and I was like, oh, he's in 465. I'll go pay him a visit.
Yep.
So Tyler got a flat.
Yeah, and I mean the point is you can find them without even relocating. So
Yeah, so it's cool. It's because it comes up with their chords on there as well. So it doesn't even just say the sector; it says the chords. So if you're
yep,
looking to find someone who's on your friends list, it's quite easy now.
yep, yep. And then if somebody goes inactive because they haven't been playing for a long time, their chords will be 0-0. So you can just see if you've friended somebody and they're just gone. We've been saying it for a while on the show. It would be nice to have more bookmarks with this feature. And the other thing again is for people who are playing on platforms other than Facebook, KixEye, Alliance Relocate is a really nice feature. So that's good.
One thing is because you can relocate to a certain set of chords as well, can't you?
Well, you have to be bookmarked, so that's kind of interesting because, I've been in the habit of when I change worlds, just deleting all my bookmarks from other worlds, and so I don't know how I can generate, like, I'm in the 200s. So if I want to move to the 400s, how am I going to generate a bookmark in the 400s?
Yeah, that's a bit of an oversight there. I mean, if you could put in a certain set of chords, what you could do is go to Huggy's reload calculator and say you wanted to land, for instance, in 401 next to the West Tower. You could just type in 401, get the chords off from there, and then stick it in there, and you could relocate as close to the 401 West Tower as you could. I don't
Yeah,
think you can do that at the minute, can you?
Mm, not sure.
yeah, I
Don't
don't
think
think
so.
so. It'd be a nice feature.
Yeah, it would be good if you could do that, because obviously you can pick your chords as to where you want to be, can't you? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it does work very well relocating to towers as well, relay towers. It does pop you right next to the tower, so that's cool.
hmm All right. Anything else, guys? Before we move on from relocation, is there anything in chat?
Just have a look chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we need to keep them. I delete other world bookmarks too. We need more. Um, yeah, so it's all pretty much a similar sentiment to what we're saying, really.
All
We need
right.
more bookmarks, and if we could have the chords thing, so you could just pop the chords in and jump there, that'd be cool as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right. Moving on from relo is we got changes to bubbles, and it sounds like maybe this is still they're thinking about it. I did post the link for the forum thread, so I think Kixeye is starting to maybe listen a little bit more on forum requests. Seeing a few results from that from people's input. So you know, have your input on this one. Again, I got the link to the forum thread if you want it. But so again, Doom Rooster posted PvP improvements on the way. Alliance hitting will most likely come to an end altogether. So that means you can't hit guys in your alliance, I guess. And then trying to have some cooldowns about joining and leaving alliances to again prevent gaming that just to frubble. So again, Doom's looking for feedback, so there's the link for you. Um, I think it was Earth. Was it you that pointed out that this was like Vega conflict?
Yeah, it is. Vega, whenever you hit a fleet, you unbubble. So, I mean, it's going to stop sniping, and I do believe that Doom said that because of the outcry on the forum that they're probably not looking into doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Um, they're probably looking at going somewhere else with it. So, I mean, everything that you can put on the forum gives Kixeye good feedback. So, get to the forum and get yourself sorted.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of see it as good and bad. One thing, it's like it's aggravating when you go and hit somebody's base and they drive around with their phantoms for the next 2 hours sniping all your fleet. So it kind of prevents that. But in the same aspect, it also prevents that behavior. So you know what I mean? That's good and bad all in the same thing.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough one. It's a tough one. So
Yeah, it's hard to call. I mean, I'm kind
it's
of
it's good, but if your base repaired instantly, I wouldn't mind it so much. But
yeah, especially
you've
if they
got
reduce repair time significantly and stuff. Then that's I
yeah,
can see that.
Yeah. I think there ought to be some kind of penalty for getting your base smashed, though. I mean, I mean, obviously one would think, yeah, it's fun to just have your base repair instantly in your dock, but I think there should be some consequence to losing your base. So maybe cut it from where it is, but don't make it instant.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely, definitely. I don't think you should get instant base repairs either. Then nobody would care about getting their base hit, and that would kind of ruin the fun in the game.
Right, right.
it's true. Yeah,
All right, so and then Payne had a bit of a rant. He couldn't make it tonight, but so yeah, he also says he likes getting frubbles disappearing. I think we on the panel are all in favor of frubbles disappearing. Yeah,
Oh, totally agree.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. A lot of people dislike it. Um, Making metals somewhat relevant, perhaps. So that's an interesting thing as well. Again, metals are just like a score, right? They don't do anything.
No,
Uh,
I mean the thing with medals is, you do get it where people at the top of the leaderboards a lot of the time are like going out hitting people, and then before they can even be hit back, that I've had people hitting me before, and before they even sink in my base, they're already getting a frubble.
mm,
So it's not on really, is it?
yeah.
We all like medals, but and shiny things, but you know, really a frubble over a stupid fucking medal. It's dumb.
Hey, it's up to 19 of those. Well, I guess you can take 49 medals if you're low enough, but yeah. Um,
I purposely go around dumping them so that I can take 49 for people who really care about them.
yep, yep. And then Payne went on to say, not keen on popping for FEF, but it could prevent tower sniping. I guess that's pretty much what you said, Chris, as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, let's see. Come on, hit repair, hit cargo, defend alliance, clear guards, blah blah blah. So yeah, I guess it just changes the game, right? I mean, you change the game, it changes the game. So,
Well,
um,
one thing that I will say is that I don't know if you know how it works in Vega, but I'm assuming that they're probably going to be looking at something similar. But if you actually out and about and you're hitting cargo, or you actually defending a base or something like that, your bubble doesn't actually pop if you're attacked. It's only if you are the one that's attacking. So
eh, that makes
it's
sense.
yeah. I mean, you'd still be able to defend people and stuff like that, but it looks like they're not going to go for that anyway. So hopefully not anyway.
All right, all right, moving on.
Moving on.
Now we got some early info on the FAT. Um, and again, this came from the forum. Uh, I think at this point you could say it's all subject to change, either intentionally or because somebody gave Doom Rooster wrong information. But he did attempt to answer some questions. So it's probably hard to read, so I'm gonna go in a little more detail. So first of all, there was a question asked: if we choose a fleet, is that the only fleet we get to use, or can we add and subtract builds? So he said the first fleet slot is free. You can swap out ships and builds at will and at no cost, or you can unlock more fleet slots to pick and choose. So that,
But that's going to cost either uranium or gold. He stated on that.
yeah, yeah. So, but if you can swap out ships, then why do you need more fleet slots? So even this answer isn't super clear to me. Um, I don't know. Am I just not getting something, or
I don't get it either. Like,
okay?
like if you can swap things out randomly at no charge, why would anybody pay to have a second fleet? It's not like you can use two fleets in the arena.
Right.
So I don't.
I think it's so you've got a fleet to use whilst you're waiting for the other one to sort of repair, maybe,
Yeah, but that
which you'll go
second
into.
fleet's
Yeah.
second fleet's going to get its shot up pretty quickly too.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how they think. Maybe it's you've got more chances of coining.
I guess.
Trogar's in chat. What do you know, man? Tell us something.
Yeah, hook us up, Trogar.
At least
All right.
decipher it, whatever language that was. Like make us understand whatever the hell that says.
Yeah.
Explain it.
All right. I'm gonna move on a little bit. So the second question asking about rockets, and then he said not sure, doesn't think so. So probably no rockets, but that's even less certain than all this other information, which is pretty uncertain. Um, Here's the biggie. So no insurance, and oops, okay, I thought I circled something else, but so no insurance. I've been saying for, I think since this has been announced that you ought to be saving up uranium. I guess that is false. There's probably at this point, based on what we know, no reason to save up uranium.
Spend it.
Um,
Spend it and go
yeah,
and get some more, and spend some more.
yeah, yeah. I just about maxed out at the end of dredges today. Actually, I didn't start my mission because I was maxed out, but yeah, I'm gonna start spending my butt off. Um, so yeah, so no insurance. So that's probably the most controversial thing here, right? No insurance means you're gonna have to coin repairs, meaning uh, maybe you can do an instant repair fleet and uh, or coin your repairs and or wait hours, do one match every few hours. So
One thing that I will say, you know, not that I'm cynical at all, but um, since Kixeye are picking the 20 holes that we're going to be able to use and the tech that we're going to be able to put on them, do you really think that there's going to be any instant repair stuff in there?
I have no idea. I mean, if it's a wide range of hulls, right? If there's a couple battle barges along with a couple of crusaders, I mean, sure, you can pick some battle barges and build up some instant repair hulls, but it's not like they're going to do much damage.
Well, no, but you can sit there and spam them all day if you've got the butt time, I suppose.
Right, but I mean, what you gonna get? I mean, I don't know. This early, I mean, we could all get our panties in a bunch, and I
This just sounds terrible. I mean, sorry. The more I hear about it, this kind of sucks. You know. I mean, I guess I might not just understand it. It might be really cool. I mean, I'm gonna reserve my judgment till I see it. But at this point, it just seems stupid. I mean,
well, the concept has a lot of potential, right? I mean, if Kixeye says, yeah, throw together a fleet and put it in a tournament, that's in a way it's a good thing, right? Because it lets every player compete based on not how long they've played the game or how much they've spent on the game, but it lets them compete on skill, and so that's good. But then if they make it so that you know essentially you're going to have to coin just about every battle because if it is um, call it uh, everybody's picking from the same limited set of hulls and specials and weapons, and
Well,
then
I'm going to not reserve judgment and I'm going to call it June's Forsaken Wallet Wars.
yeah, yeah, right, because you're not going to be able to build a fleet that's going to be able to win most of the time with no damage, right? You're just not. Because other players are smart too. They're going to know how to build a fleet that does some damage. And so, yeah, it's going to be a wallet war, at least the way you see it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I was really happy to see them doing something for like the lower players and the mid levels that haven't got all of the brand new fancy tech and stuff like that, and put everybody on a level playing field. But it's from what we info we've got at the minute, it's kind of just giving them a bit of a kick in the teeth, really.
Yeah. I mean, it, I mean, if we do a thought experiment and say, okay, well, what if they did um, repair insurance? Then you could say, oh, well, the big coiners who can get all the uranium are going to have an advantage anyway. But I mean, there are some non-coiners that can get uranium, so
Yeah, but this is the thing is that if you've got somebody in your alliance who can't get uranium, because this is a good thing for alliance players as well, isn't it? So, you know, if you can't get uranium, I'm sure someone in your alliance can help you out with that, can't they? Whether it
Yeah,
be prepping dredges or whatever.
yeah, yeah. Especially with the um, dredges all weekend. This weekend would have
And
been nice.
and for example, there's you've got the gifting option. So if you don't want to spend too much coin, you could, for example, send like 50 coins to someone in order for them to help you prep out some dredges. Um, if you're running an irradiated cutthroats crew and they're bashing them out, I mean, there's one guy in our alliance for one fleet. He can do like 8 or 9 dredges with it. So, for the cost of it,
Yeah,
if you're running an irradiated cutthroats crew and he's going around bashing them all out, and all you're doing is just going in and taking out one turret for no damage,
yeah, yeah.
then you ain't nothing, innit?
8 or 9 dredges. That should fill you up almost.
Yeah, with the cutthroats crew, definitely.
Yep,
So,
yep. So, oh well. The way it looks now, yeah, maybe just call it Wallet War.
Have you thought about this though? If this is supposed to be how it is, and everybody that is playing the tournament is supposed to get the same chances, the same votes, and all that kind of stuff, are we even worried about the brackets that we had established previously? Like, are we still gonna have to fight in our own bracket? And if we
no,
do fight in our own bracket, then what's the point of the toy box to begin with? And if we aren't fighting in our own bracket, then what's the prize going to be? Because then we're talking about maybe some level 45 that can just drive the balls off of some ships might end up with some overpowered hull and just go tear up everybody in his level.
You know,
You know,
I'll,
so like, how do they balance that with this idea?
honestly, I think I'd be okay with that. Cause,
yeah, they've earned
cause,
it at the end of the day.
yep, yep. And in a way, build time's an equalizer, right? They're either
Yeah,
spending to build it or waiting to build
Yeah.
it. So yeah, I'd be okay with a low level getting a huge prize if they do good in the tournament, but um, I don't know, having to just I mean, if you got to spend 5 coins a match, 10 coins a match because you're just getting shot up 50% of your fleet, I'm not generally not willing to spend that much.
no.
Yeah.
And I know
The
there's going to
whole
be.
the whole idea of it was that it was quite balanced in the beginning. Even when they cut the giving you uranium back, it was at least somewhat balanced. With the way that non-coiners and coiners could still compete to a certain extent. This is just, well, it's forsaken wallet wars, isn't it? That's what I'm going to call it. That's it.
I I endorse that name, Murph. All right, let's see what else did I highlight here. Well, it does say right here no brackets, by the way,
Oh,
Chris.
I
So
can't read it.
yeah, I'm sorry, it's small. This is question number 6 here. It says no brackets. Um, so then the second set of questions asked about kind of retro levels and XP. Now the first question asked, will our retro levels be applied to items in the toy box, or all things just retro level 0? And actually that question was not answered. He answered a different question, which was all hulls will have a VXP level set to 60%. So um, that doesn't answer the original question, was whether your retro levels carry over to whatever you're putting in the toy box, whatever's in the toy box for you. So, somebody who's got
Well,
R15,
that's a 23% difference in it in the fleet.
yeah,
23.8% difference for each item.
yep, yep.
You know,
So,
adding that up, that's a lot of difference between it.
yeah, yeah, and I don't know how I'd fall in on that issue. I mean, you could say that maybe people who have invested time, coin, uranium in this game maybe deserve a little bit of an advantage, and 20% isn't a huge advantage, but it's a pretty good advantage. But we don't know the answer to that question, so we can all just speculate and get worried about it. They talk about select number of hulls and components, 20 hulls, limited components. So we'll see what's available, whether it's Marauders or Crusaders. Who knows? And then they're not going to be ranking up. So there's that. And I guess again, if the VXP level is high, that's going to kind of guide your weapon choices, right? You're going to want to maybe stay away from things like torrents and chain guns if it's like a 60% VXP level. But if it's a 0% level, maybe then yeah, you do want to look at those high salvo weapons.
For sure. I mean, it's going to be interesting to say the least. Whether anybody's actually going to play it is a different matter.
Yeah, I mean, the way it's designed now, okay, I'll put a fleet together and get in a match or two, but yeah, I'm not going to spend my butt off for repairs. I'll fight a couple battles and hurrah.
Well, the thing is, at the end of the day, all they've done is they've taken something that was good and something that people were enjoying and were liking it, and basically what they've done is just screwed it up, really.
Yeah.
It's just, what they've turned it into is a second raid of the month, and
Yep.
and with so many people saying that there's, having a raid every month plus the Forsaken Arena already, whereas they weren't coining it before, was already too much with all the rest of the chores that we have to do day in, day out. To then turn it into effectively just a complete extra raid every month is a bit too much.
Yeah.
I think.
And and some people can do a raid cheaply, but I mean, who's going to be able to win this cheaply? Nobody.
Well, you can't, can you? It's not like a raid where you can figure out a strategy and you can say, right, that's going to cost me that much to get that many points, whatever.
I mean, if I think back on these arena tournaments, right? In the first couple tournaments, I was pretty competitive. I had a Jugex and a couple Mastodons and Frostburn and Bullseye Brigade and did pretty well. And then, a couple tournaments in, my fleet was still the same and people were bringing Crusaders and kicking my fleet's ass. So, I wasn't doing so well, but I felt like, I could be competitive if I wanted to build the fleet for it. So, even if I wasn't competitive, I felt like I could be if that were my focus. But on this, no way. I'm just, there's going to be plenty of people who are willing to spend $50, let's just say, and I'm not going to be willing to spend $50 on a tournament.
I mean, the thing is, what they're guaranteed to do is put a prize in there that everybody's going to want in order to get people coining. And I'm sorry to say, I mean, I coin quite a lot. And
don't be sorry.
Yeah, but I don't like being sort of forced into things. If you were going to do this, why didn't you not do it in the first place, right? Instead of getting everybody used to the fact that, yeah, cool, we've got an event that's really cool, it's real good fun, you can get some prizes from to help your tech tree out, and it's not costing us anything apart from a bit of uranium, and then to turn it to this, it just puts a down on it, and everybody's obviously going to be upset because people have budgets. A lot of people base their budget for the game around doing one event every month in order to get the tech that they require. Adding a second in a month is not going to change their budget. It's not going to up their budget. All they're going to do is spend half on this and half on the raid. So you're not going to make in any extra money as such because people have budgets. They have what they're going to be willing to spend, and they're not going to go over that. Especially not if they think that they've been forced into it. I mean, I don't know if you guys agree with that.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, like you were saying, the beginning arenas were better. Even the prizes themselves were better. I mean, yeah, they were great weapons, but it was just a weapon. if you missed it, you weren't really short. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
especially this last haul of the Aegeus. I mean, I run that with every fleet I can. You know what I mean? Like that has made my fleet so much tougher that if I'd have missed it, I'd have been really upset at this point. Just like I would have if I missed the Gore Savers that we just had to do 2 weeks afterwards.
Well,
It's
for
the
sure.
same, you
I mean,
know.
the
I
thing
mean,
with
yeah,
just
and now I got a chance to catch up on one of the arena tournament prizes that I didn't get because I didn't do the first couple arenas because they were only weapons. And then after I didn't get them, I realized, damn, I wish I would have got those because they are really powerful weapons. So I did the next one that the Warbirds were in, and that started with the whole thing. And every fleet I've won in there, I'm glad that I got. So just like you said, it went from something where it's like, you don't really need it to, there's some of the best ships that I've gotten recently.
well, I mean, if you look at last month's prize, mate, I mean, that's just like having you stick that in with your fleet, and it's like running a demo squad permanently because it's 40% to all damage.
Yep.
So,
And I
you know,
missed
Trust
out.
me, I know.
I missed out.
yeah.
So yeah.
Should I read my rant out?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much, I think, hit the major points in your rant. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just as well read it out. So, in response to the thread on the forum, as I'm quite an opinionated person. I like to
No.
I like to take views from people in the community and then form an opinion as such, and then provide it to Kixeye. So this is what I basically put. So the community asked for less raids, and now you give us 2 a month. Difference is that this raid, you can't use your own ship, so you don't get the benefit of the VXP you would earn to help in your day-to-day game, and you get to pay to repair ships that you don't own. The removal of the uranium insurance. So the initial idea or thought behind this style of Forsaken Arena tournament was to see who had skill with a set box of tricks, and it didn't come down to who has the greatest built and ranked. Everybody could have an equal chance of competing, even a non-coiner. So how are they going to compete now if they have to coin repairs? Which I think is a valid point. So not only have you screwed those who've built an arena-specific fleet, now with the change to make it fair to everyone and level the playing field, you've screwed the non-coiners again. Do you guys just like to go out of your way to upset everyone? Yeah, it's a fair and valid point, I think. A lot of people have been messaging me today saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't write it any better. I mean,
So the second paragraph, what I put on there is I don't know if everybody watched it, but they had the lead game designer Doug on the BV show. I watched it, and he said that we don't want people to feel like they are forced to coin or spend. We like to make them feel like they want to. So I put, well, people were willing to spend a little to get the uranium for the uranium insurance. I don't see them wanting to spend a shit ton on repairs. A lot of people who are medium to low coiners budget a large portion of their spend on the one raid a month. Adding a second and calling it something different when people have asked for a break in the content you're bringing out kind of goes against what the players tell you they want. So, it's another fair and valid point. So I just put in summary, this idea is a great concept, but adding coin repairs to it is dumb, and you're alienating the very people that you wanted to help in the first place. The concept of it is good. I think it would be brilliant if you kept uranium insurance in it. Without it, I know for one, and I coin a lot, that I won't be doing it. And I know a ton of people have messaged us on the BPC page telling us that you're killing something that was truly great again by making it a coinless playground. Uranium repairs is fine with no payback, and it's good for you as well since you have to coin to get the uranium anyway, or at least take repairs. And the coiners will coin rockets and crews, so there's no need to freeze so many people out, especially the ones that your very idea was supposed to help. So that's my view on it. I don't know if everybody in chat agrees with what I've written. It'd be nice to know. So,
Yeah, no, I mean that's the perfect sentiment. I think you touched all topics, and like you said, I don't think there's any way that Kixeye can really argue with that logic. If they do come up with some kind of response to that that's logical and not full of holes and horse shit, I would literally shit my, I wouldn't know what to do with myself because
Right,
I
right.
mean, how can you dispute logic?
Yeah, agreed. I just don't see how free players are going to be competitive. It just no way.
I know it's just one of those. It just feels to me like they're just trying to sort of stitch everyone up, really. Um, I mean, they've done it with the raid recently when they said, on the BV show that it was going to be a really low amount for those tokens, and they bumped it up to like 1.4 million for a token for a 12-hour token.
Well, yeah, and then they made it even higher just before the raid, right? They
Uh,
announced two and a
yeah, I
half
know.
million, and then 2.75. Just turn that screw a little more, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it cracks me up. It really does. It cracks me up how little they actually care about the people who are paying their paychecks.
I yeah, that one really got me because I mean, how stupid. I mean, that one was just stupid. They knew people were upset about how much those token prices were, and whether or not Doom made an error. I mean, they said, "Oh well, Doom just made an error in writing up that post. It was supposed to be 2.75 all along," and that's fine. Whether that's true or not, turning the price up a little bit just made everybody that much more upset. Where if they had turned the price down just a little bit, they could
Yeah,
have at least made people a little bit less upset than, you
uh,
know.
well, it comes down to what I said again in the forum rant that I had beforehand. I said it's a brilliant idea, brilliant in concept, but it's got to be a realistic small amount so that the people who need it most, i.e., the medium to low pointers and the medium to low levels, can get caught up, can achieve them.
Yep.
And basically what they've done was just completely price those people out of the market. Do they not want people to catch up? So that, they're getting there and
Yeah.
doing bits and pieces
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
progressing in the game and keeping everything nice and sorted. And, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, they're the future of their game, and if there's no game, they ain't get no paycheck. So you've got to look at it as well as they're the future of your paycheck, and all you do is kick them, kicking them into touch and chucking dirt on them all the time. They're not going to like it, and they're not going to stay, and that's the problem with the player retention in the game.
Yep. Yep. All right. I'm shutting off the slides. That's it for the slides. So anyway, um, yeah, yeah, it's a shame.
So yeah, someone in the chat said, can we talk about the fiasco with the tokens? So we've covered that already. um,
Yeah, well, the other fiasco I think with tokens is that they don't apply correctly a lot of the time.
I know that I haven't had that issue. I know that others have because I just spend mine as soon as I get them. But
Well, you got to watch it because if you apply them and then leave the game soon after, they might not actually be applied even though they were deducted.
yeah, you need to always make sure that you've banked something just to make sure.
Yeah. I mean,
Is generally the way to do it. And what I usually do is I usually do it just before one of my retros finishes. It's always a good tip because then they save your inventory as your retro finishes.
hmm hmm
So it saves everything in your entire base.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like to use them just to finish whatever it is they're speeding up, and then obviously if it's done, it's done. But in the case where mine, I spent like a 24-hour and a 12-hour and it didn't finish, and that was because it was before the raid where we were getting more tokens, or the campaign, so I had to spend them to get more, and it got undone. So
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Yeah,
yep.
that's the tip that I would give is if you have, especially if you're doing a component retro, so it's only 24 hours, try to get on just before. If you're going to spend your tokens, use them just before you finish your retro. Because that big save of all of your inventory usually saves it, and then I don't seem to have any issues. I've never had any issue with any of the tokens that I've used. So.
You've never noticed an issue.
Oh, I noticed. Don't worry about that. I've noticed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at noticing stuff like that.
All right, fair enough.
Is there anything else anybody in chat would like to talk about? Is what we want to know.
Okay, let's see. Tyler's upset about the fat, and Tyler wasn't on the show because his Wi-Fi sucks, or his car is a big giant Faraday cage, or something.
Something like that. Yeah. There we go. That's that. It sucks. It's the way it is, but hopefully we'll see some changes to it before it gets rolled out. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe
Who
they'll
knows?
make it better.
So it doesn't look like there's anybody else in there. Tyler says the FAT is a joke. Why can't they introduce one thing that is just a fun feature based on skill and the core fundamentals of the game instead of warring wallets? It's because it's not called the FAT anymore. It's called the FWW. That's the Forsaken Wallet Wars.
Yes.
So yeah.
There's a quick question. Firebat drone level 3 is supposed to hold 2 throwers. Can anyone confirm? I've only built a Firebat 1, so I can't confirm that.
Right, okie dokie. Sorry, I'm just going through. I've got some PMs, some bits and pieces.
Yeah, Firebat 1. I posted the video on the crib page of doing a dredge with Firebat 1 as a distraction, and I thought it was fantastic. I mean, I'm really pleased with how that works. I used to use a Piranha drones on an ARB, and the Firebats live a lot longer, and I put it on a Monarch, so I can get an extra Crusader in there now, so it works a lot better than it used to.
What's the repair time like on those? Is there much of a difference in the repair time?
The drones themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're shorter. I think it's like an hour. I'm sorry, a minute 20 or a minute 40 per drone. I think it's a minute 40 because it's 36 minutes for 20 drones.
All right, cool. That's cool.
And that's faster than the Piranhas.
That is faster than Piranhas. I mean, I don't actually have any built. The only ones that I have built are the super long repair time ones, which are the siege drones. But
yeah,
they work as well for that stuff. Any drones you can chuck in there as a distractor obviously work really well if you're trying to do dredges.
Yeah, but I'm going to say that if you're deciding what drone should I build, it's going to be really tough to advise building anything other than a Firebat because the modules build faster, the drones repair quicker, the drones are more durable, they have more health and more evade and more resist. So there's almost no reason to build any drone other than a Firebat at this point.
You heard it first here. The BDP Prof says build no drones other than the Firebat drone.
Yeah, maybe the exception is base defense. I think the P drones will be a little more destructive if they, get through to a ship than the Firebats. But yeah, I think in most cases you want to build Firebats.
Yeah, I just run those over my hellhounds. They target them and kill most of the ones at the back, and I'll just end up like running over one, and that one will just send me into overload, and I'll just sit brown then for the rest of the base and smash you later.
Yeah, and anybody with a frostburn doesn't give a crap about piranha drones because they don't get through the frostburn field before dying. So, the fire bats will at least fire from outside the piranha, from outside the frostburn range because they have range 85.
Yeah, I mean, I fought some the other day. We were playing about, and somebody had a fleet full of firebat drones against my Frosty R10 Dreadnought fleet with arbalists.
Mm-hmm.
And, the range on them's pretty good.
Yeah.
I quite like the range. I mean, they only caught
Um.
me a couple of times, but
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. We got a question. Would they work on any hull that holds drones like Hurricane or Arbiter? Yeah, that's true. You can put them on any drone hull. Again, I built it on the Monarch. Um, so my Firebat 1 on a Monarch only weighs 830 tons or so. It's really nice.
yeah. So, they're definitely worth building, as you've heard from Larry. There is also another video which I'll repost to the BPC page, which is the Mercury build that I posted on there, doing 63 dredges, and that's a similar sort of repair time, slightly longer than yours, Larry, but if for someone's only got Mercuries, it's really good.
Yeah, Mercuries are great for build time.
So that's always a good one. Is there anything else we can see in there tonight? Again, I have to apologise for the late start today. My laptop crashed and cocked everything up, so I do apologise. It's all my fault, but you can forgive me because it's my birthday, so it's all good.
That's right. Happy birthday, Earth. I'm not going to sing to you.
Yes, we've already established that one in chat. I do believe. So yeah, we'll stick that video up there for people because a couple of people have asked for it in chat as well. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you drop by the Battle Pirate Squid page and check out our build album. If you go to our page and then hit the photos button and then albums, you'll find a list of an album in there which has got lots of different albums full of all of the ships that we use in the game these days, with loads of really, really good builds. So I hope that everybody gets in there, takes a look. It's good help and good advice for all levels. So hope you can all go down there and have a good look because we spend quite a lot of time updating it and adding stuff to it. And it's for your benefit and everybody else's. We also add your builds in if you message them to us as well. We can add your builds in if you think there's something lacking from them there as well. So I think that's about us tonight. Don't forget to check out Larry's blog. What's your blog, Larry?
bpprof.blogspot.com.
So check out Larry's blog. Again, make sure you get down to the BP Crib page. And we'll see you all on Friday for the community show. If you want to get involved with that, message us on the Battle Pirates Crib page. Or if you know any of us from the panel, just drop us a PM and we can try and sort it out. It's going to be on a first come first serve basis, so get your messages going if you want to join us, and we shall see you all next week on Wednesday after that. So thanks guys, and we'll catch you later.
Sayonara.